Hey, this is Jeremy, and it's time to talk about September 5. All right. I wasn't going to review this movie because it came out a while ago and I just hadn't bothered to see it. But I saw it yesterday and I really, really loved it. So I decided to do like a short review of it. So essentially, September 5, and I don't know why it's not called September 5th, but whatever, is about the ABC sports team that was in Munich for the 1972 Olympics. They were covering sports, obviously, and then there was the terrorist attack in the Olympic Village. Some of the Israeli athletes were taken hostage. Chaos ensued. And because they were there and they were really, really close, like a few yards away from the Olympic Village, they could even see some stuff like from the studio. They ended up covering it live, which was the first live event of this nature to be covered ever in history. So the film stars Peter Sarsgaard, John Magaro, who most of us discovered in past lives a few years ago, Leonie Benesch, who was the lead in that movie, The Teacher's Lounge, the German movie from like last year or the year before, that was absolutely amazing, and Ben Chaplin. Obviously, I knew that there was a terrorist attack at those Olympics, but the fact that the sports journalists covered it, that I only found out like from the trailers when this movie first came out. So I love journalism movies. I love all like the back and forth and the kind of like the minutia of all of that. So this, and especially stuff that takes place in the 70s, because obviously there was no internet, no phones, so everything was more laborious, took more time. So this was like extremely my shit, my type of movie. And I didn't know how it ended. Like I'd never looked into it, so I didn't know who like won, if there's any winners in these types of things. So yeah, the movie's kind of set up like at the beginning it feels like it's in real time, and only like at a certain point in the movie I was like, oh, okay, like hours have passed, like, because it's kind of like it feels like a Saturday night situation at the beginning, but then obviously like this lasted like for I think maybe even more than one day. So that's not like a knock on it, like this is just an observation. I don't think it's like a negative for the movie. And yeah, like all the twists and turns of like, oh, are they alive, are they gone, who got shot, blah blah blah, like I didn't know any of that, so I kind of like was moving with the movie and it was really exciting. What's most interesting to me about specifically like journalism movies from the 70s is how things work. Like especially like here, it was a TV crew. So the fact that like when they need to do like the titles on the screen, someone is doing that like manually. And then when they want to patch someone in from who's on the phone from another location, they have to like undo the phone and like twist like some wires and then make that go live. Like it's all these things that we kind of take for granted nowadays because everything's so easy, but these things took time. So that was really fascinating, how there's a lot of that stuff throughout the movie, like, oh, like that's how they did it, or like someone had to fucking run to the Olympic Village and shoot film and then come back and they had to develop film live. So that's insane. Like it was amazing to see that. The performances are really great. I know that a lot of people talked about Peter Sarsgaard when this first came out, but he was fine. But to me, the standout is John Magaro. He's kind of the lead, like he's a newish kind of producer person in this crew, but he takes over that day, and it's like he really pulls it off. And the film is short; it's only like an hour and a half, so you're really in it, like you're with them, and it goes by really, really fast because it's so tense and there's so much at stake. Another thing that's really nice is that they use real footage, obviously from the stuff that they shot of the terrorists, because they would come out on the balcony and it was like really, really scary. And then even I forget what his name, his first name is Jim, but the guy that was like the news anchor at the studio that was covering this live, there's no actor playing him. They used the real footage of the guy from the 70s, and the way that that's all cut together, it's kind of amazing. And a lot of movies have done that this year. Oh, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, they use like real iPhone footage and stuff from what was happening. And also I'm Still Here, which I'm going to review later today. They use real footage as well in that movie. But I think it's September 5. It's the best use of real footage that I've seen this year. Honestly, I don't even know if maybe they shot some extra like terrorist stuff, but it might have just been solely like the real footage, which is great. And the reason that I hadn't bothered to see it earlier was because of the whole like political situation right now, the Israel and Palestine thing, I kind of didn't want to see something else about the same topic, but I should have seen it earlier because it was amazing. I really, really loved it. It ended up like, obviously the Oscar nominations are out. It was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which is perfect because the screenplay is amazing. It's really tight. It's really like everyone has their moments. It's really, really great. So yeah, I've already compiled my like top 10 of the year. But I think I might even switch something out to put this in. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd, but honestly, I might give it more later because I can't stop thinking about it. I really, really loved it. I kind of want to see it again really, really soon. And yeah, like I no bad things to say about this movie. If you have the opportunity to see it, you should see it. See ya.
Is it ours or is it theirs?